Welcome back to that handicapping show at bloodhorse.com. I'm Tom LaMarra, joined by Pete Denk. And this weekend we're looking at a couple $1 million races, the Florida Derby and the Louisiana Derby, both for 3-year-olds. And it's that time of year when these races will now offer the winner 100 points to qualify for the Kentucky Derby. So there's a lot on the line in these races. 1 1/8 miles, Florida Derby is grade 1, Louisiana Derby grade 2. We're going to start out with the Florida Derby. Pete and I both like the same horse, and we kind of agree that most of the action will fall to 3 horses in this race. So Pete, take it away with, I would say one of your favorite horses is in this race. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's My Lucky Day. He won the Holy Bull last time pretty impressively. You said 3 horses are going to take the money. I think that's right. Shanghai Bobby, It's My Lucky Day, and Orb should absorb, a large portion of the win pull here. I think It's My Lucky Day is the best 3-year-old in America. He's fast. He relaxes while he can press or stalk fast fractions. I loved his win in the Holy Bull. You see him just stalking Shanghai Bobby from the outside and really won in almost a hand ride that day. Love the final 5/16 there in 31 flat. And, you look at a horse like Orb, who I think there is a lot of support for in this race. I think that his last race in the Fountain of Youth made him look a little better than he is. He got to close into really fast fractions, but often those rallies can be an optical illusion based on the competition you're facing. The day that Orb rallied and ran down violence, Orb ran his final 5/16 in 32-1 compared to 31 flats to It's My Lucky Day, and he was running down a horse that was injured and had battled on a hot pace. So Orb backers, bring it on. I'd love to get 2-1 or 5-2 on It's My Lucky Day here. We should talk about Shanghai Bobby too. He drew the rail. What do you think that means for him and Rosie Napravnik?
Well, I think that he needs to go.
Yeah.
And although, I guess with the presence of a horse like Merit Man, who is a sprinter, he drew the 8-hole in a 10-horse field. I really don't know if Merit Man would want to actually, race head-and-head with Shanghai Bobby. I don't know. I know that the connections of Shanghai Bobby were a little bit, not too crazy about the rail post for obvious reasons that when you have to go, you could face a lot of pressure from horses outside.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see how it develops.
He's a sprinter stretching out. He does take his blinkers off, but just Merit Man's natural speed, when a horse like that stretches out going 2 turns, it's almost hard for them not to go.
Yeah.
So I think Rosie does have to send Shanghai Bobby. I don't think that's that bad for him anyway, because that horse does not want to be too far back or trying to rally. I think he'll probably run a pretty good race. Not crazy about some of the stories about his recent workouts, but I am crazy about It's My Lucky Day, so I'm excited for this race. I think the public hasn't quite yet figured out how good he is, and I think we can bet him again.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant to pick him in the Holy Bull, and I did not. But I was impressed with the race, and I really like his works at Calder. I think they're pretty strong. He even has a 1-mile work there.
Love that.
March 9th, I like that. And then 5 furlongs, 4 furlongs. I like his running style here. I think he wins another race on the road.
Agreed.
So, on the road to the Triple Crown, excuse me. Or on the road to the Kentucky Derby. I'm getting ahead of myself. Louisiana Derby. This one is more of a crapshoot, in my opinion. 14-horse field. I think it's wide open. Revolutionary is the morning line favorite based on his impressive come-from-behind, rather green-running race in the Withers. Of course, he too hasn't raced since early February. Who do you like in this race, and how do you see it setting up?
I agree. Revolutionary should be favored here based on his last 2 races. His win in the Withers was very visually impressive. He was stuck behind horses. It's hard for a horse to get jammed up and stopped for that long and then to accelerate, and he did. He's the favorite. He's the deserving favorite here. I'm not sure I want him, though, shipping to a new track for the first time. I think it's kind of similar to the Florida Derby. I think 3 horses take most of the money here. Those 3 are Palace Malice, Revolutionary, and Code West. I find Palace Malice very interesting. He was a horse I liked as a 2-year-old. He's by Curlin. I think he's better going 2 turns, and we got to see him going 2 turns for the first time last time in the Risen Star. He took back a little bit at the start of that race, and he came from 9th, which he had really never done before. He was also between horses essentially the entire race. I thought he shortened stride a little bit inside the final 16th. I think Palace Malice can move forward. He's the horse I'm most interested in betting here. I think Palace Malice backers deserve to get a price, though. I'll be interested to see what is offered. He's 5-1 on the morning line.
Okay. Yeah, I think he should draw attention, of course, you know, with Pletcher training the horse, one of two Pletchers, Revolutionary the other. There's a horse in here that I picked last time in the Risen Star, Proud Strike, and I didn't really like the trip that he got from the inside post. He had the rail. The pace wasn't that fast, and quite frankly, he just had nothing left heading into the far turn. I'm not going to pick him again. I was tempted to, but I started to look at Departing, who takes a major step up in class here. He's 3 for 3, Claiborne owned and bred. Al Stall trains, having a great meet, like his works at Fairgrounds. I think the 1 1/8 is well within his scope, and I kind of like he's placed in post 7. He's never that far back. I think he should be in a good position. 8-1, not sure, you know, that's a good price, but in a race like this, $1 million race on the road to the Derby, not sure that there's any real value there, but I do like Departing.
Yeah. We should talk about Code West a little bit, a very interesting running line in the Risen Star. He was first, second, dropped back to 4th, and then winds up rallying up the inside and only misses by a nose. He's a lemon drop kid out of a St. Bellato mare. More distance makes sense for him. And I do like that irregular running line. It's not easy to get past and then come back and try to pass horses again. He certainly deserves a shot in here too. I'll throw a quick long shot out there. My Loot. Midnight Loot's red hot right now. Both he's going to be taking money at the track, and I have a feeling they're going to be bringing money at the sales. My Loot should be a big price here. He goes blinkers off. I think there's a slight chance that improves him a little bit.
All right. So we agree on the Florida Derby. We don't necessarily agree on the Louisiana Derby, but lots of good racing this weekend, and we certainly wish you the best when you're playing these races this weekend. And again, we thank Brisnet.com for the past performances. For Pete, I'm Tom. We'll see you next time on That Handicapping Show.